There's nothing like the feeling of freedom that comes from riding fast through rugged country on seldom traveled trails. But that remoteness can quickly become deadly. A stuntman helped us reconstruct the events that began on August 16th of this year along an isolated stretch of the Canadian River. For a vacation, Jerry Mayhew had taken his twin sons into the hills outside Amarillo, Texas, to ride the dirt bikes he had given them for Christmas.
My sons and I have been wanting to go up there and go riding on the river. There's all different kind of trails and there's good hills to climb.
We were on our way to Chicken Creek, and it was real rough country. It was hard to ride. Kevin, he was at the front, and the trail was too narrow for anybody to pass him up.
13-year-old Kevin Mayhew was leading the way. At the edge of a 30-foot cliff along the river, his bike ran out of gas, and he lost control of it.
He started rolling backwards, and all I heard was a yell, and I looked up, and I saw him going off the cliff. I was just stunned.
Kevin!
When I looked down, I was just hoping he was still alive.
Kevin!
And I didn't know whether he was even breathing because the motorcycle was on top of him.
I gotta get down there.
I thought he was dead, and then I started thinking, this can't be, you know. And my dad got down there to him. He ran as hard as he could.
I was just scared to death.
Kevin?
I turned him over,
Kevin?
and at that time I noticed he was breathing. His arm was pulled around backwards, and his elbow broke. Man. And I noticed on the side of his helmet, that side of it was cracked open. I just hoped that I didn't make any mistakes, you know. If I turned him over, I didn't know if his neck was broke, what kind of injury he had.
Is he okay? Anything broken?
Kevin needed to get to a hospital immediately, but they were miles from the nearest phone.
Any broken ribs, or I don't think
He told me, you're gonna have to go for help. And I said, well, I don't know the way out of here. And I didn't know where to go.
Jerry was forced to go for help himself and leave 13-year-old Kenny to take care of his badly injured twin.
Hey, hurry.
I had no idea how long it was going to take. I told him to stay there with Kevin and don't leave till I got back, because I would be back.
His elbow was real blue. And I saw part of his bones stuck to the side of his skin, and he wouldn't talk to me. He wouldn't answer anything I'd say. I was thinking, what if he stops breathing? I didn't know what I could do.
I didn't know what was going to happen. I was just afraid that he was going to be dead when we got back.
Kevin? I was scared every time he'd raise up. I was thinking, he's hurting himself. I was afraid he was going to roll over and fall in the river or something. So then I thought, well, I'm going to have to pack sand around him. It just kept going through my mind, when's he going to get back?
It took Jerry more than 45 minutes to go the 7 miles to the highway. Then the call went out, summoning help from all over the county.
Carter County Sheriff's Department, Los Caso. Yep.
From 20 miles away, one of the first to answer the call for help was Tim Dockery, head of the local volunteer fire department.
I knew that there was a time factor involved from the information that the dispatcher had given me, and that a lot of time had already been lost.
The only way they was going to get him out was a helicopter.
He's about 7 miles up the river.
And they said, we have no helicopter. There is no rescue helicopter. It hasn't been for 12 years. And I thought, not in this day of time. This can't be happening, you know.
After 4 miles of increasingly rough roads, the rescue workers reached a point where it was just too rugged and narrow for cars to proceed.
The father had led us back to where we could not drive any farther with four-wheel drive vehicles. You could see the fear on his face. He knew that his son was hurt and hurt bad, and he needed, you know, to help back there as soon as we could. Every precious second counts.
Only one person could ride the 3 miles in with Jerry. The rest would have to walk. Because he was a trained EMT, Tim was chosen, but he could only bring in the medical supplies he could carry.
I felt really relieved. I felt, you know, my dad's here. They didn't waste no time at all talking or nothing. He just started working on Kevin.
His abdomen was getting distended and very rigid. And I knew right then and there I had internal injuries. And that's when I knew we had some serious trouble.
Got to get the rest of my gear in here. He's hurt
If you've
bad.
got internal injuries and possible back injuries, one wrong move by any one of us could have paralyzed him or even fatally wounded him. We could not carry him out. Kenny had packed him in sand to keep him from rolling off in water. So the best thing I could do was just leave him there. The boy needed a trauma surgeon's what he needed.
To get Kevin out safely, they had to find a helicopter. But Tim's hand radio was not powerful enough to reach anyone.
Oh, Kelly, emergency management coordinator. Let me speak to someone in charge, please. This is an emergency.
As rescue workers began to converge on the scene, county emergency coordinators tried to locate a helicopter to get the boy out. It had already been 2 hours.
We've got out in the Canadian River, we've got a young boy who is unconscious and unresponsive. The only way we can get him out is by air.
If you don't have any here left now, we'll go in another direction.
Come on, get that gear over here.
It's a sick feeling, it really is. See this boy laying there and not being able to do more for him. This boy was going to die if we did not get him out. You wish that you're Superman sometimes, you could just fly him, out of there, but you can't do it. There's just no way.
Deputy Jerry Brinkley had to climb to the nearest high ground where the reception was better to be able to relay ongoing reports of the boy's vital signs to the hospital.
821, 820, copy.
821, go ahead.
It was a big shouting match.
Respiration, 28 and shallow.
Respirations, 28 and
For a long time, that's the only communications we had.
Pupils referral.
21 advises they are at Turkey Creek and that they are going to need an airlift out. They cannot move him.
Well, be advised, I have public service available at this time with DPS.
They located a helicopter, but it could not leave its own jurisdiction unless someone's life was in immediate danger.
Okay, is the boy in a life or death situation?
Tim said he needed him airlift today.
Okay. Hello, no, I'm here.
Today is 801 in the office.
Need you to come up at this point to the Canadian River Bridge on the Dumas Highway is where they'll start to.
Is he unconscious?
Uh-huh.
When the paramedics got to the scene, Kevin's condition seemed to be deteriorating. They put him on an IV. There was not much else anyone could do but wait for the helicopter to arrive from 90 miles away.
Hey, Kevin?
Kevin. Kevin?
It seemed like it took 3 days before the chopper ever got there. Then you could hear the chopper coming up over the hill. It's a very good sight to see that chopper come over that hill.
The Spark Service lady's got some flares there or something on top of the hill.
It's gonna be kind of noisy, bud. Can you cover him up? Okay.
There was a sigh of relief, but yet there was still a feeling of what was really wrong with him, if he was going to be all right. The 13-year-old boy has a lot of life left in him.
"4 hours after the accident, Kevin was finally transported to the hospital. His kidney had been punctured, and he underwent surgery for a severely broken elbow. But trauma surgeon Dr. Charles Allison found no serious head or neck injury.
I feel that this patient's outcome was influenced very strongly by the protective equipment that he had in place at the time of the accident. He had a helmet on, shoulder and rib protection, and also some pads to the lower legs. If he hadn't had those on, I have no doubt but that there had been a good possibility of him being killed instantly with his fall.
2 months later, Kevin Mayhew's life has almost returned to normal. His kidney is healed, and his cast will be removed within a few weeks. His family remembers more about the accident than he does.
I could hear my dad. I could hear him talking to me, but I couldn't wake up, but I knew I was there. I could hear the helicopter running and feeling them lift me off the ground in the helicopter. I hardly don't know anymore what happened then on.
I can say that the reward goes to all of the paramedics who got there to them. They all done a terrific job. And the most credit goes to is Kenny, because he stayed there with Kevin. That has to be the bravest thing that a boy can do, is stay with his brother like that for that long a time.
It's funny to get new grips. It's ripped. This experience has changed a lot the way I feel with my brother. I just want to give him as much support as I can. Sometimes during the accident, I worry about he'd die or something. I always kind of feel like he's going to be there, and I'm just used to him. I don't think I can live without him.
I'm just glad they're together.